Micron could be turning into one of the most must-buy AI stocks this year, but not for the reason that most investors are watching. The AI boom is creating what I'm calling a memory vacuum. Every new generation of AI chips needs dramatically more memory, and that demand is locking up the world's supply of DRAM wafers faster than producers can expand it. The usual objection here is that memory is cyclical, and historically, it's absolutely true. But AI hardware is moving towards a roughly 2-year replacement cycle compared with the old 5-year PC cycle. And that could make Micron's revenue more predictable, more structural, and potentially worthy of a higher valuation. That's why in this video, you're going to learn what's creating this memory vacuum, why Micron may have pricing power it's never had before, and how this shift could affect Micron stock from here. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Rick Orford. I'm a Wall Street Journal best-selling author, been trading since 1999, and no, I'm not a financial advisor. But that's a good thing, because I'm right here with you, breaking down the numbers so retail investors like us can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/Ricko to get your 10 stock picks right now. Okay, so Micron produces 3 major memory technologies: DRAM, NAND, and NOR. DRAM is the working memory that we use in servers, PCs, and networking equipment. NAND, flash, stores data in products like solid-state drives and smartphones. But then we've got the high bandwidth memory, or HBM, and that's become one of the most important components inside modern AI systems. This is specialized memory built to move enormous amounts of data to and from advanced processors at extremely high speeds. Now, modern AI chips from companies like NVIDIA rely on HBM from suppliers including Micron to keep their GPUs fed with data. Because without enough memory bandwidth, even the most powerful AI processor can't perform at its full potential. That puts Micron in a sort of a critical position inside the AI supply chain. I mean, it's not building the GPU, but it's supplying one of the components that increasingly determines how much useful work that GPU actually does. AI's next major bottleneck may actually not be compute alone. I actually think it might be memory. And that's really the memory vacuum. Every time the industry builds a more powerful AI accelerator, it's going to need more memory capacity, more memory bandwidth, and more storage around it. Yet the supply of DRAM wafers can't instantly expand to match any of that demand. So AI isn't simply creating another strong quarter for Micron. It may actually be locking up a growing share of the industry's available capacity for years to come. And that matters. That distinction matters because Micron has historically operated in one of the most cyclical parts of the semiconductor market. Hear me out here. Historically, strong demand encouraged memory suppliers to increase production. But then supply eventually caught up. Prices fell and profits weakened. Then producers reduced investment until demand recovered once again and the cycle started all over. And that history explains why investors have rarely placed a premium multiple on Micron. They've learned not to assume that the peak of memory profits is going to last. But this cycle looks like it's developing differently. Micron's latest quarter wasn't just an earnings beat. It strengthened the argument that the memory industry has entered a new phase driven by expanding AI infrastructure investment, longer customer commitments, and structural constraints on supply. Micron expects industry demand for both DRAM and ND to continue outpacing supply, and it also expects tighter supply conditions to extend beyond 2027 into 2028, all driven by accelerating AI demand and structural supply constraints. And one of the biggest reasons is the replacement cycle for AI hardware. If AI hardware moves towards a roughly 2-year replacement cycle, memory demand can refresh far more frequently than it did during the old PC era. And that could make Micron's revenue much less dependent on one short burst of demand and more connected into a recurring infrastructure cycle. In other words, AI memory may still be cyclical, but the cycle itself could actually become shorter, stronger, and more predictable. And if that happens, investors may finally eventually stop valuing Micron like some ordinary commodity producer. That difference is very important. A temporary shortage creates a brief earnings spike. A structural shortage, supported by faster replacement cycles and multi-year commitments, well, this can create better visibility into future demand. And that is the foundation of the higher valuation argument. But before I get any deeper into what this could mean for Micron's valuation, I want to give my community a quick shout out. It's one of the fastest growing investing communities here on YouTube, and we talk about specific companies, what they're doing, and even options trading. Now, the best part is it's completely free to join. Just scan the QR code on the screen or check for the link in the description, and I'll see you there. Now, the current data center numbers, they help explain why customers are trying to secure supply so far in advance. AI is driving massive growth in data centers, and Micron expects industry data center DRAM and NAND shipments in 2026 to more than double from just 2 years earlier. Why is it? Well, the rise in agentic AI is definitely one part of that shift. So instead of using only racks filled with AI accelerators, these newer deployments are increasingly requiring dedicated CPU and storage racks. And these systems need to manage AI agents, execute programs, and store rapidly expanding amounts of contextual data. This means the data or the memory opportunity isn't limited to HBM attached directly to GPUs. AI can increase demand across the broader data center market, and including standard DRAM and NAND storage. And Micron now expects global server shipments to grow at a high teens percentage rate. And that's up from a previous forecast for low double-digit growth. And that's where Micron's strategic customer agreements, or SCAs, become so important. These are the multi-year supply agreements that allow hyperscalers and other customers to secure the memory capacity that they expect to need. And Micron said it signed 16 agreements that represent roughly 20% of its DRAM volume and a third of its NAND volume over their applicable periods. And multiple market commentators have described Micron's capacity as effectively sold out through the end of the year. Now, whether investors call it sold out, allocated, or committed, the basic point is that customers are competing for a constrained amount of future supply. And that creates some pricing power that Micron has very rarely enjoyed. A hyperscaler spending billions of dollars on AI can't afford to leave those systems unfinished just because it failed to secure enough memory. So customers, well, they commit earlier, they sign longer agreements, and they accept stronger pricing to protect their own build-out plans. And Micron believes its earnings boom may actually still have a lot of room to run. HBM and DRAM are becoming strategic components of the AI build-out rather than products that customers casually purchase whenever they need them. And it also helps explain why management is still optimistic after such record-breaking performance. Micron thinks that it can achieve another record quarter, guiding towards $50 billion in fiscal fourth quarter revenue at a gross margin around 86%. Management also thinks that it can carry that momentum into the following quarter after that. In Q3, Micron's DRAM revenue reached about $31.3 billion, and that was about 76% of total revenue. And that helped push total revenue to $41.5 billion, up 346% from the previous year. Operating margin on a GAAP basis surged to 80.4%, meaning Micron generated more than 80 cents of operating income for every single dollar of revenue they took in. Those numbers make the company look much less like a traditional manufacturer and more like a cloud provider with software-like margins, right? And the next wave of demand is probably going to extend beyond AI data centers. Micron expects AI-enabled smartphones, premium PCs, and new consumer devices to become future growth drivers, all as AI goes into them. And Micron also expects industrial automation, autonomous vehicles, and robotics to all go to support long-term demand for memory and storage. And that brings the story all the way back to the stock. Micron shares have traded between $103 and $1,255 over the last 52 weeks. And during that period, the stock is up almost 700%. The stock rallied ahead of third quarter earnings as investors anticipated. They guessed there was going to be another blowout quarter driven by AI memory demand, and there was. And when Micron reported, it exceeded both expectations for revenue and earnings. And management highlighted growing demand for DRAM and HBM, along with the long-term customer agreements, all to support future volume. But after the stock reached some new highs, I think some investors locked in some gains. Even after record results, many investors still see Micron as a cyclical memory company whose earnings growth may not last. And I get it. That skepticism is exactly why the valuation debate is so important. Micron trades at about 9.2 times earnings. So investors are paying roughly $9.20 for every dollar of earnings that the company generates. That is an incredibly low multiple for a company growing this fast. But the market isn't valuing Micron based only on its current earnings. It's discounting the possibility that those earnings are near a cyclical peak. That's the thing. Today's profits are being driven by tight DRAM supply and high HBM demand. Major producers are working to increase memory production, so investors expect supply to eventually catch up. And they think that when that happens, pricing power could weaken. But the bullish argument is that the market is probably using the wrong historical template. If AI hardware is replaced every 2 years instead of 5, demand will renew before the industry has fully worked through the previous wave. If customers, they continue signing these multi-year agreements, a larger portion of Micron's volume becomes visible in advance. And if AI keeps consuming more memory per system, new supply may actually be absorbed more quickly than investors expect. Those three forces could make Micron's revenue much more structural. Structural doesn't mean perfectly stable, no, but it does mean that demand is being supported by a long-term change in how computing systems are designed and replaced rather than by a temporary inventory restocking cycle. And that distinction is what could justify a higher price to earnings ratio over time. The market doesn't need to value Micron like Nvidia for the stock to benefit. It only needs to decide that Micron deserves something higher than a deeply discounted cyclical multiple. And that's the potential re-rating that I'm talking about. This is when investors decide a company's future earnings are more dependable, and they become willing to pay a higher multiple for each dollar of profit. Now, if you've been watching Micron, let's say you like the stock, but you think just too expensive right now, especially after a massive run, but maybe you'd be happy to own it 15 or 20% below where it is today, check this video up here, because I talk about how you can sell an put option on an AI stock you'd want to own and get paid to wait for it to potentially come down to your price. But get this, if it does come down to your price, you get to buy it, but you got paid to buy it as well. And Wall Street is already very bullish on Micron. The consensus among 40 analysts, they rate the stock a strong buy, and that rating is held over the last quarter. Micron's average score is 4.68 out of 5, and it's actually up from 4.62 just 3 months earlier. And the price targets, they suggest there's between 52 and 104% potential upside, analysts are saying the stock could double over the next year from here. And I got to say that is definitely possible. I mean, the compute shortage has definitely benefited companies like Nvidia and Broadcom, but those processors can't deliver any of their full potential without enough memory. As demand for compute rises, that bottleneck increasingly shifts towards HBM, DRAM, and storage. And Micron may be one of the largest beneficiaries because it's right in the middle of that constraint. So the bullish case comes down to three connected ideas. First, AI systems require more memory with each new generation. Second, supply constraints and long-term agreements are giving Micron some unusual visibility and some very strong pricing power. And third, a faster hardware replacement cycle could make demand more recurring and justify a higher valuation. Of course, the bearish case is still very real. Memory producers will eventually add capacity. Supply conditions probably will improve. And if supply catches up faster than expected, prices and margins could fall. Micron itself expects industry supply to begin improving in 2028. But the size of the current shortage suggests that normalization may take years rather than quarters to complete. And before any supply fully catches up, of course, demand is still going to expand. It still could expand again through more powerful AI accelerators, AI-enabled devices, and more intelligence machines. And that's why I don't think the Micron debate can be reduced to simply memory is cyclical. Yes, memory is cyclical, but cycles can change. A 5-year cycle can turn into a 2-year cycle. Very different, right? Multi-year customer agreements, they're also very different from short-term purchasing agreements. And capacity that's effectively committed well in advance, well, that creates a very different pricing environment. Micron doesn't need to stop being cyclical to become a more valuable business. It just needs its revenue to become more predictable, its customer relationships to be more durable, and its pricing power to last longer than the market currently expects. If those changes hold, Micron could be turning from a boom and bust memory supplier into one of the most important infrastructure companies in the AI economy. And that would make today's low earnings multiple look much less like a warning and much more like an opportunity. So if you think the memory vacuum will persist, if you think AI hardware will keep refreshing quickly, and if you think that long-term agreements will protect Micron's earnings, then the stock may still have some meaningful upside despite its enormous run. But if you think that earnings have already peaked and supply will actually catch up sooner than later, perhaps waiting for a better entry point or for more evidence may be the smarter move. But now I want to turn it over to you. Do you think AI has permanently changed Micron's memory cycle, or is this still just another boom that ends when supply catches up? And did I get any of this right? Did I forget anything? Let me know all of that and more in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe because it really does help others find the video. It supports the channel and it makes sure that you don't miss out on my next deep dive. Well, that's it for me today. I want to thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again here on YouTube or in my community. Bye for now.